Happy to have you with us on the program tonight. I hope, everybody hopes you had a good Memorial Day weekend and that you have enjoyed the endless rain that that has been with us all day long. But it's going to end soon. We have a phone number you can call. The phone number is on your screen up there. We also have an email address. It's on your screen too, or it ought to be. It is keneckleslive@gmail.com. If you'd like to give us a call or send us an email, we'd love for you to participate in this edition of Star Talk. And if I can remember what I did with my email phone, I know it's in here somewhere. Well, I'll find it in a second. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Excuse me. Hey, Ken, this is Mark Marion.
Hey, Mark. How you doing?
Okay, how you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
I seen Joey Logano. He came in like 17th place. What place am I in now?
Well, let me look at the great book here, Mark, and see. You are in fourth place. Fourth place, 190 points. You're 37 points away from first place.
Okay. What number does Denny Hamlin have?
Denny Hamlin has number 11.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and take it for this race coming up.
All right, Mark is taking Denny Hamlin. It's in the book.
Yeah, what are they going to be racing at the next race?
I was just hoping you wouldn't ask me that because I don't remember. I forgot just before I sat down. I forgot where the next race is, so I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But wherever it is, somebody will call and tell me in a second. Wherever it is, you have Denny Hamlin for that event.
Okay, and I know I sent a get well card to a guy named called Hillbilly. You know him, Billy and Linda Cole him.
I don't know if I do. I don't think I do.
He called in on the buzz yesterday, and he said he hoped me and my family were doing well. I just let him know that we're doing well. I hope he is. Well, I think he had.
I hope. Yeah,
I think he said I think he said he had surgery again or something. But he calls on the local buzz, and sometimes he calls on your show.
Well,
they call him Hillbilly.
I hope he's doing well, and I hope he'll get over that surgery soon.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Ken.
Well, thank you, Mark. Good to hear from you. Phone line's open up there. If you'd like to give us a call, the email address is keneckleslive@gmail.com. Oh, I found my phone. There it is. It was laying right over there, my email phone. My chair broke, by the way, just a little while before we went on the air. This chair I'm sitting in broke. And it keeps trying to fall over to the right. So, hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Good morning. Good evening, Ken. How you doing?
Hey, early bird. Well, it's morning, it's evening. What? It's morning somewhere.
Well, give me the bad news. Tell me what place I'm in.
Well, it's not real bad. You had a tough day, but you're still in the top 10. You're number 9.
Number 9, I'm still top 10. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know where they raced that either.
It was a tough day for Kyle Larson in two different cities.
It sure did. He wrecked both of them, didn't
he? Yeah. One of those days, but he'll bounce back.
Yeah. I'm gonna take Joey Logano.
The 22 early bird has Joey Logano. The 22. It's in the book.
Yeah. Is anything you heard in the news? Anything, Ken, going on?
Well, nothing that springs to mind. Everything's going along about as it has been.
Yeah. They got all them prisons caught except two.
Oh yeah.
One escaped from Louisiana, I think it was Louisiana.
Yep. They last I heard, there were two still at large.
Yeah. No. Well, I'm gonna go and let Mr. Draper get in where he can pick his driver and everything. So maybe you'll on tomorrow. I'll let you tomorrow.
I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you.
Okay, Ken. See you, buddy.
Good night. So Early Bird has the 22 for next week's race, wherever it is. I know just as well as I know my own name. Well, maybe not as well as my own name, but I know where that race is, and I just cannot bring it. I just can't bring it to mind. There's going to be one, though. I do know that. Phone line is open at that number. You can email us at keneccleslive@gmail.com. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Well, good evening, Mr. Ken.
Can you see us in Danville?
Yes, we can.
Good.
The number one won at the Coca-Cola 600.
The number one did win at the Coca-Cola 600, and that was a good thing for you and for Lee. You and Leon picked the winner.
Yep, and well, I did get to see it because it was on Amazon Prime. I don't know why they want to stick their nose in racing.
You know, that got me too. I was in the living room there looking for the race, and I was looking at NBC and Fox and USA. I was looking at all these places. I couldn't find it. And I knew my wife had it on in another room. So I walked in there. I said, "What channel's the race on?" And she said, "It's on Amazon Prime, dummy." So then I went and found it.
I have no comment.
Yeah, well, she did.
Well, you have to, I mean, the Amazon Prime should keep its nose out of NASCAR.
Well, you know, maybe so. On the other hand, if NASCAR can make a couple of extra bucks selling the race to Prime, then they're going to do that.
Well, I would do the 30 thing, the free trial, but you got to let them know to end it.
Yeah. Well, you know, I was talking to you. This just popped into my head. Why don't we at Star News? We should bid for a half season of NASCAR. You know, I think we could do a good job on the races, and it couldn't cost all that much. I'm sure Charles has enough money. I think I will ask Charles to bid for the rights to broadcast to originate the NASCAR broadcasts next season.
Well, that would be a good idea. He could do he could talk to the guy at Martinsville Speedway to do it, the Martinsville race, the second one, maybe.
Maybe so. That one might be under contract to somebody already, but we'll look into it.
Well, most likely, I'm going to pick my pick for the next race.
Okay, who is it?
I'm going to pick, I'm going with the number 5.
The number 5. Well, he had such a terrible day Sunday. Maybe he's due for a good day next week.
Well, I hope he is, because I saw him. I recorded the Indianapolis 500. I saw it when he wrecked there, but I didn't get a chance to see him wreck in the Coca-Cola. But where am I in the standings?
You are number 6. Number 6, 182 points. 2019, you're 46 points off the top.
Well, good. I want to be within the top 10, the top 5, or the top 10.
Yeah, well, you made a big jump. You and Leon made big jumps this week. You're up to number 6. Leon's up to number 7.
Well, I think the number 5's due for a win this race.
Well, he had 2 days worth of bad luck on Sunday, so maybe he is.
Well, I'm going to launch a protest against Prime.
A protest against Prime? Why? Oh, you don't want them to carry any races. Yeah, that's right.
I want my local channels to have it.
Okay, well, Prime is kind of it's on your computer. It's kind of a local channel, isn't it?
No, I don't like. I mean, I'm getting basic cable. I got what I want, $2.80 a month. I'm not going to pay another $14.99 just to satisfy some TV station.
Okay. All right. Well, that's fine. Go ahead and let everybody know how you feel about it, and probably they'll change it when they hear from you.
Hopefully they would, but to the rest of the callers, your driver is going to be eating tires this next race.
Eating tires. Ah, sounds delicious. Thank you for calling.
Bye, sir.
Eating tires. Phone line is open. There's the number there. You can email us at keneckleslive@gmail.com. And we'd love to hear from you either by phone or by email on this edition of Star Talk. And I've lost, oh, there it is. Found my phone and then I lost it again, and now I've found it again. Man, life really takes its twists and turns, doesn't it? You just never know what direction things are going to go in. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Good evening, Ken. How you doing this evening?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Just a whole lot of rain out there for us.
Boy, ain't that the truth. That's all you've seen today.
Yeah, but July and August, we were needing some for the gardens. We won't never see none.
Oh, no. It rains. We want it to stop. It doesn't rain. We want it to start. We're never satisfied.
You're right about that, but I'm going to take you number 17 at Nashville this week.
Okay, Nashville. Leon takes the 17. Leon, you made a big leap in the standings. You're up to number 7 now.
Well, that's good. It's about time I pick a winner.
Well, you sure did. You and Charles picked the Watermelon Man yesterday.
Yes. Well, that was nice, and it was also nice to see the 5 Kyle Larson wreck at both races.
Oh, you enjoyed that, did you?
I really enjoyed it. I sure did.
Yeah, you're not a big Hendrick fan.
No, I'm not.
Well, you got everything you wanted yesterday. Your guy won, and Kyle Larson wrecked twice. So it was a good day for you.
That was a great day for me in racing.
Okay, Leon.
All right. Good evening, Ken.
Thanks for calling. So Leon has Nashville is where they're racing. Excuse me, and Leon has the 17 for Nashville. An emailer over here. That's the wrong. It's the wrong phone again. I don't know why they even let me do this. They should get somebody in here who knows what they're doing. And if they could get somebody, then they probably would. I'm sure they're working on it. Emailer says, Ken, do you think it's going to stop raining? Well, it always has. So I think probably it will. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
How you doing tonight, Ken?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. Man, I got to agree with your last 2 callers. I was glad to see Kyle Larson kind of mess up in both races. And along with Charles, I disagree with them going to Amazon or wherever they went. It just I'm boycotting all of their sponsors from now on. Coca-Cola, Wendy's, you name it, all of them, until they can put it back on TV.
You're boycotting all of the NASCAR sponsors and all the Amazon sponsors too?
Yes, sir.
Well, you're gonna end up eating grass off the front yard if you're gonna boycott all those sponsors.
I might do it, Ken, but you remember back in the day, before they started really televising races, they used to say, well, if we put it on TV, they'll keep people from coming to the track to see the races, and we'll lose money. Well, they done messed it up so bad as far as I'm concerned. NASCAR has. There's not a whole lot of interest in NASCAR as far as racing itself. Maybe a few races, but none of them are really packed like it used to be. So now they're going to turn the other hand and say, well, we'll just stream all this stuff, and maybe people will do that. I'm just not going to pay that extra fee, Ken, to pay it. To watch it. I'm just not going to do it.
Well, that is, of course, that's the nut of it, isn't it? People who do not currently subscribe to Amazon Prime, you've got to buy another subscription in addition to paying for cable or satellite or whatever else you already have. You got to buy another subscription to see the races. I imagine, I don't know this, I imagine NASCAR has probably heard from some folks about that, because I doubt that you're the only one who's unhappy. You and Charles probably not the only ones who are unhappy about it.
Yeah, I was looking for the race like you were Sunday, and I thought it'd be on Fox or something, or FS1 or whatever. And then I read that they said, well, if you include yesterday's race, the next 9 races would be streamed. So I guess we SOL for the next couple of months if you don't apply to that thing, and I'm not going to do
it. It's kind of annoying that you don't know. Back in the older, here we go again. Back in the good old days, the race was on the same place every Sunday all season long. You knew what channel to turn on to see the race. Now, of course, it hasn't been that way for a while since they split it up between NBC and Fox. And now it's split up. Now it's been split a third way. It does get a little hard to keep up.
It does, Ken. All TV that I watch, I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's I Love Lucy or whatever, But I DVR everything I watch just to avoid the commercials. 99% of them are nothing but lies and fraud anyway. I just don't believe in it. But I know we couldn't have TV without some commercials, and I understand that. But they've just taken it too far, I think.
Well, we at Star News we're sort of in favor of TV commercials, but we would be, wouldn't we? But what they do now that they didn't used to do. I don't know if you don't watch commercials, then you probably wouldn't have noticed this. There are such long breaks now. It seems like at least once an hour, at least when you're watching network TV, at least once an hour, there will be like a 3 or 4 minute commercial break. And they used to not do that. But it seems to me it usually comes at about 40 or 45 minutes past the hour. When the commercials start, they're going to run for probably at least 3 and maybe 4 minutes. And I forget what I'm watching while all those commercials run.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, back to the Hendrick team. I just don't think it could have happened to a better team Sunday. I think Kyle Larson's a good driver and all that, but I just think they put too much emphasis on his talent as a driver. But, just as my opinion. But, I'm glad to see him go out in both races, to be honest with you.
Okay. All right. Well, you and Charles and Leon and some few other people I know all got what you wanted on Sunday.
Yeah. Let me ask you a quick political question, Ken.
Okay.
Donald Trump's cabinet.
Yeah.
Do you see anybody that he has appointed to his cabinet that actually knows what they're doing or qualified for the positions they have been given? Just name one.
I don't know. I probably don't know enough to judge who's qualified and who's not. So I'm not going to make that judgment, but I will say that President Trump's cabinet appointments have been out of the ordinary compared to other presidents, and also compared to his appointments in his first term. He certainly has thought outside the box in appointing his cabinet members.
Yep. Well, that's a big old box, Ken, in that case. Ken, thanks so much for taking my call, man. I really enjoy your show.
Well, thanks for calling. Good to hear from. The phone line is open at the number. The email address is keneckleslive@gmail.com. I thought you weren't supposed to have allergies when it rained. Somebody told me when it rains, allergies won't bother you. I have evidence to the contrary. Let's see. Nashville Super Speedway. Thank you. Mr. Draper has let me know where the next race is. Nashville Super Speedway. I don't know why I forgot that. Maybe because I'm stupid. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Good evening, Ken. How you doing?
Good evening. How are you? Thanks for letting me know where the race is.
Thanks for what?
Thanks for letting me know where the race is.
Oh, okay. Somebody called in first. But, yeah, you know, they're talking about the Amazon Prime. Well, if you, like me, and you order a lot, which most people not, and you order a lot of stuff from Amazon,
Mm-hmm.
You buy the Prime. And for senior citizens, it's only $7 and change a month. And it don't matter if you order 100 pounds, it's free shipping. And I've saved many a dollar by doing that. They say it's free, but
do you
Huh?
don't you have to pay another fee though to get the Prime Video?
no, it comes. Amazon Prime comes along free with buying Amazon Prime to order stuff with.
Oh, the video comes with it.
Yeah, you buy Amazon Prime, and which gives you free shipping. Amazon Prime TV comes along with it for free.
Now, you may wonder, and you should wonder why I don't know that since I have it. The reason I don't know that is because my wife pays all the bills. How does that sound?
Well, I understand that, and I wish I had one that would do that, but unfortunately, I don't. No, I don't know if it's unfortunately or not. I
Well,
like
you
my
know.
solitude.
There's good and bad. You take both. You take them
Yep.
both together.
I don't have anybody to say, clean that mess up over there. Will you put that stuff away?
Well, now I have somebody I can say that to. That doesn't mean it's going to happen, though.
No, I meant that's what would be being said to me.
Oh yeah, okay. Now I understand. Yeah, that sounds more familiar. That sounds
Get
more
them
like
tools out of the house. Quit sanding on that in the house. Get them tools out of the house. I buy them tubes of hamburger at Walmart, and I bring them home and I freeze them,
Yeah.
and I leave them in the big long cube. And then when I need some, I go on the back porch and take my sawzall and I cut it off with the blade on the end of it, still froze, and then bring it in, let it thaw out, and put the rest back in the freezer.
Oh, so you want a hamburger for supper? You just saw one off.
Yeah, I saw off a log and let it thaw out.
You know, they should have thought of that at McDonald's.
Well, ain't that the truth? I'm telling you, I could teach them a lot. They listen. Nobody listen.
Yeah, well.
Excuse me. But yeah, when you buy that, you get the free shipping with Amazon. You get Prime free video with it on my phone. I just tap it, and there it is. It's thousands of movies.
All right, so if you buy enough, again, you say it depends on how much you buy. If you buy enough, you actually save money by buying Prime.
Well, if you buy one thing a month, it's going to cost you $7 for shipping, more than likely.
Right.
So there's your money back.
All right. Well, that's
On one
one way
item, on one item, you know. I got a
that's
whole
one way
set
to
of brakes
figure it.
right here. I got a whole set of brakes right here for my car. It's the new rotors, pads, drums, shoes, everything for the rear brakes and the front brakes, complete new. And it's almost 100 pounds, and they sent me the wrong item. So I called them, and they come got it, took it right back. Well, UPS come got it, took it right back. They sent me the right item before they even picked up the old item, and free shipping 4 times there.
Well,
Send
and
it back.
there's your money.
That was your money, yeah. That'd have been $40, $50 to ship that almost 100 pounds.
What I buy mostly from Amazon is computer parts and things, and
Yeah.
I kind of have to, because you can't get in the car and drive to the store and buy that kind of stuff anymore. At least not since Radio Shack went out of business. So
Yeah,
that's mostly what I get from Amazon.
Now, you know, like something like my heater goes out or AC or something, I'll diagnose the problem and I'll go straight to Amazon and see what the part is, how much it costs, and order it.
All right.
I mean, I was paying $75 for a capacitor for my air conditioner. Went on Amazon, I bought 6 for $33.
Wow. Well, we're gonna have to send Amazon an invoice, much more advertising for, and I don't know if they'll pay us.
I doubt it. Yeah, you know how cheap that Jeff Bezos is.
Yeah, that's what I hear. That's what I hear.
Hey, look, I guess I'm going to go ahead and pick Byron for this Nashville race. There's not a lot of history to the Nashville race because they haven't been racing a whole lot.
Mr. Draper has the 24 for Nashville. It's in the book.
Yep. All right. Okay, Ken, you have a good night, bud. Take it easy and all that.
Thanks for calling. Phone line open right now. If you'd like to give us a call, you can also send us an email at keneckleslive@gmail.com. And we have some emails. Okay. Already did this one. And we'll do another one in just a second. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Mr. Ken, this is Jerry. I'd just like to say God couldn't get me to Vegas, so God Vegas to me because of my pain and suffering and crying and hurt feelings. I just got to wait out to see what else God has in plans for me. And thanks for taking my call, sir.
Well, thank you, Jerry. Thank you very much. Good to hear from you. Well, looks like we lost one. Caller, whoever was just calling, call again because the system spit you out. Sorry about that. This emailer says, please put Citizen D down for the 5 next week. I'll do that in just 1 second. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Yes, good evening to you, Ken.
Good evening.
First, I'd like to pile on a little bit if I could.
Against Hendrick?
No, well, kind of, but be very honest, I'm one of the there and chuckled when Kyle Larson wrecked not once but twice on Sundays. I'll be honest, add me to the bunch. I got my grins out of that.
Okay, you're on the anti-Hendrick list.
Well, now for what it's worth, you might appreciate this. I, like a couple of your callers, am somewhat incensed at the idea that Amazon Prime and the way this was set up, and they give you free 30 days, and oh, by the way, there's 5 races, so you're going to wind up having to pay anyway if you want to see the last race, and so forth and so on. And some people, anyway, I just didn't like the idea at all. So I resorted to something that I did for the greatest majority of my life on Sunday evening.
What?
I listened to the race on the radio.
Motor Racing Network. Oh, yeah.
You betcha. And, after it was all said and done, I kicked back and went, that was a pleasant way to experience the race. I'd forgotten how much that really is nice.
I have I haven't heard an MRN broadcast in a long time. They do a great job. I mean, they do a wonderful job with races. I need to listen to a race one day just for the heck of it because they do such a good job.
I sat back Sunday evening and in fact thought about it again. When all this shook out, I was a bit upset and about this whole thing. It's kind of this missing out kind of deal. But now that I've listened to it on a race, I listened to it on the radio, and I never got to see races regularly until somewhere about the early 1990s when I finally moved to some place that had cable television. Prior to that, you got bits and pieces on like the Wide World of Sports or something like that. And, they did show you the Daytona 500 live, but beyond that, I grew up listening to them back as far back in the early 60s. I was listening to the races on the radio because the only AM station I could get that was close enough then carried the races on the radio.
Do you know, in those days, I knew what Daytona looked like because they always ran it. I knew what Martinsville looked like because it's so close by. I didn't even know what any of the other tracks looked like. I'd never seen them.
That the part of that I agree. But what was fascinating is I kicked back Sunday evening in a recliner and closed my eyes. I've been to Charlotte. I've seen countless races from Charlotte. I saw the race even though I was listening to it on the radio with my eyes closed.
Do they still do that thing where they have somebody in each turn, and as the cars go around, they just switch to the announcer in the next turn?
That's exactly right. And in all honesty, from a verbal standpoint, they do a far better broadcast than television can even do.
Oh, of course. They're radio guys.
It kind of, I got a chuckle out of it, and I said, Ken will appreciate this, being an old radio guy himself. I really, really enjoyed it. In fact, I've thought about times back in the past when we used to, for example, turn off the sound on the TV and listen to the radio broadcast while looking at it on television, too.
Yeah, and you learn. I don't want to make TV people mad. I'm on TV, and I'm glad there's TV. But you get a lot more information, as I recall it, on that radio broadcast than you get on the TV broadcast.
It's absolutely. The difference is almost night and day, to be honest with you. Yeah, but I thought I have to call Ken and give him a shout. Being an old radio guy, he'll appreciate this. If you really want to check it out sometime, folks, it really is worth checking out a Cup race on the radio.
And who's carrying those here now? They still on from Danville?
Well, there's a bunch of stations that carry it. I had them written down because I researched it, which ones did. Frankly, there's a local country music station, 98.1. I don't know their call letters or what have you, but they have a very loud and clear signal of Eden on my FM receiver. And it was a wonderful experience listening to it on the radio.
I'm going to do that. I haven't heard one of those broadcasts in years. I'm going to do it. Thanks for calling.
I highly recommend, even if just for a short period of time, you try turning off the sound on the TV and turn on the radio just to hear it. It'll blow you away.
Well, good suggestion. Thanks.
Well, with that, I bid you adieu, Ken. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Good night. Well, there you go, folks. There's your, if Amazon Prime doesn't work for you, there's your alternative, Motor Racing Network. They've been at it for a long, long time, long enough to get really, really good at it at MRN. Now, let me get back to this email, if I can. And I can. Please put Citizen D down for the 5 next week, as he hopefully will bounce back. So Citizen D has the 5 for Nashville. Also, what a great day we had today on Wall Street. Hope everyone is happy with the results of the Dow Jones today. Well, I would imagine everyone who had a financial interest was pretty pleased with the way it went. Hey, Ken, this is Jack. Put me down for the 20 next week. Christopher Bell. So Jack has the 20 for Nashville. And Mr. Leaksville. Mr. Leaksville here. You may have got this 2 times, but I want the number 5 for Nashville this weekend. Nope, I only got it once. Maybe I'll get the other one later. Mr. Leaksville goes with the 5 for Nashville. All I have to do is find, there he is, Mr. Leaksville. Yeah, the Kyle Larson, that's kind of a buy low, sell high thing. Speaking of the stock market, he was way down. He was like 12 cents a share this weekend. So maybe next weekend he'll be $84 a share. We will see how that works out. Here's an email that says, Ken, I read today that Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina says the Senate should step in and put difficult sanctions on Russia because of its behavior in Ukraine. And Mr. Graham, who has been a Trump ally, says if the president won't do it, the Congress is going to have to step up and do it. So here's my question. If the president has exclusive authority over foreign relations and foreign policy, how would Congress be able to step up and do that? Wouldn't that infringe the president's authority? Well, no, it wouldn't, because the president doesn't have exclusive authority over foreign policy. That's an argument that presidents make, not just this president, but other presidents. That's an argument that presidents make when they want Congress to leave them alone. When they're doing something, they'll say, well, the Constitution gives the president exclusive authority. No, the Constitution does not. I mean, look what's in the Constitution. For example, if the president negotiates a treaty with a foreign country, that treaty doesn't go into effect until it is approved by the Senate. The Senate has the final word on a thing like that, which certainly falls under in the area of foreign relations. And what about probably the most significant act in foreign relations, declaring war? President can't do that. Only Congress can do that. So if you just glance at the Constitution for a minute or two, you'll see that the whole thing about the president having exclusive authority over foreign relations is mythical. It's just not true. So that's how, if Congress was of a mind to do what Senator Lindsey Graham wants it to do, that's how Congress would have the authority to do that. Ken, read me the standings. All right. Because I didn't get this emailed out yet. Here are the current standings. New leader this week is Mr. Leaksville with 227 points. Mr. Pelham is second with 199. Mr. Draper third, 194. Mark is fourth, 190. Nice Guy is fifth, 183. Charles is sixth, 182. Leon seventh with 173. The Lady in Black is eighth, 168. Early Bird ninth with 166. Mr. NASCAR 10th, 165. Chat GPT, the dread artificial intelligence, is in 11th place with 163. Captain Midnight in 12th place with 162. Really close, those positions there in the middle. Jack is 13th, 141. Pretty Man is well on the way to where he belongs, which of course is in last place. And Pretty Man has now worked his way down to 14th, where he is now with 140 points. Liberal is 15th with 136, and Citizen D is still in 16th spot. But it looks a lot better because he has 102 points now, and is kind of catching up with the pack now. Citizen D is. So those are the current standings, and I will email those out later tonight as soon as I get a chance. This emailer says, Ken, I want to lodge a protest over the inappropriate and insulting remarks that you have made about you know who this is, and it can wait. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Ken,
Yes.
at the driver license place, if I need to get my license renewed, and I can't get in line close enough.
Okay. Do you live in Rockingham County? Do you go to Wentworth? Is that where you go?
Yeah, right.
All right. Here's what you're going to need to do. This is what I had to do. I made sure I was out there at 7:30 in the morning. They open at 7 o'clock. So you've got to get there early, because when I was there, they were taking 35 people a day. The first 35 in line are the ones who got
Right.
in. So you got to get there pretty early to make sure in that first 35. Okay?
Okay, I thank you, Ken.
All right. Thanks for calling.
Hey, who won the race yesterday?
Ross Chastain, number 1, won the race yesterday.
The Wallamalla Man?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't get to see it. I don't have that station.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't get to see it because they don't have Amazon, but it was the Watermelon Man.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Ken.
Thanks for calling. We keep saying yesterday, and I keep saying yesterday. Of course, it was day before yesterday, but everybody understands. As far as the license thing goes, if it's still working the way it was when I was there, you had to be in the first 35. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please. And the caller hangs up the phone. Goodbye, caller. Nice to hear from you. Phone line is open now. The email address is keneckleslive@gmail.com. And since we don't have anything better to do, we'll go ahead and continue with Pretty Man's email. Let's see. Pretty Man was complaining about the insulting things said about him on the program and blah, 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 blah. Good. Let's answer the phone. We'll delay Pretty Man's email a few more minutes. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Sorry to call twice. I checked. There's not one place in the state of North Carolina you can make an appointment to get your license, or not one place that's accepting anybody. Just like you said, 35 people. That's it.
Yep. Well, thanks.
You can't make an appointment. You can't make an appointment.
Okay. Well, thanks. Thanks for letting us know. And that is the same thing I found out. That hasn't changed. Because 3 weeks ago, I went online, as Mr. Draper has done, and looked for some place. I figured, wait, if I can get an appointment somewhere, I'll drive a little bit. Impossible. Everyone, the day I looked, and I guess, obviously again right now, every one of them has in red letters there, no appointments available at this time. So no, you can't make an appointment anywhere in North Carolina right now. Get in line and get there pretty early. Because I tried, the first day I tried, I showed up at 9:30 in the morning. There was no chance showing up at 9:30 in the morning. So when I got there at 7:30, I was able to get the second batch. So if you get there at 7:30, you should be able to make it through. By the way, that bill that's in the General Assembly that would extend the expiration dates a couple of years on those licenses, as far as I know, not very much has happened. Well, something may have happened, but nothing has happened that yet makes it law. So right now, stand in line is what we do. Pretty Man said, blah, 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 blah. I believe, says Pretty Man, I believe my excellent behavior what is he talking? I believe my excellent behavior has spoken in itself. My excellent behavior has spoken in itself over these years. Well, yeah, I guess it has. And I don't think I deserve the insultive tirade. I don't think I deserve the insultive tirade that you have launched upon me in your so-called television show. In other words, I object, and I object with all strenuousness. Is that a word? Strenuousness? I'm not sure that's a word. Object with all strenuousness. And as punishment for you and for those who maybe sit at home and chuckle and chortle. Hello, chuckle and chortle. May I help you? Those who sit at home and chuckle and chortle at my expense, I am going to delay 24 hours my announcement of the coming winner of the future race, in Nashville, Tennessee, music capital of the U.S. So this is my punishment to you, Eccles, for the scoundrel that you are. You have to wait now until tomorrow for my prediction. Boy, I'm so glad that's over. Thank you, pretty man, for your very eloquent and enlightening contribution to tonight's program. What would we do? Where would we be without you, pretty man? Okay. Here's another note from Mr. Draper. He probably sent this while we were talking with the man on the radio. In fact, if I look at the time, I see he did send this while we were having that conversation on the radio. And he said, watch the race with the volume down and listen to MRN. So he's thought of it too. Hey, Ken, when is it supposed to quit raining? Will there be good weather at the beach this weekend? Because I'm going to Carolina Beach. There should be good weather at the beach this weekend. Now, I've not looked at the specific forecast for Carolina Beach. In fact, I only look at the Old Farmer's Almanac for weather, as you know. But I would imagine, I'm imagining now, good weather at Carolina Beach this weekend. Yeah, it should be good. I think this front that's brought all this rain on us is supposed to be clear out of here by tomorrow, end of the day tomorrow, maybe earlier in the day tomorrow. So as far as I know, there will be good beach weather this weekend, as far as I know. And you're going to Carolina Beach this weekend. Well, that ought to be good. There was, I read something about Carolina Beach lately. What was it? Oh, I know what it was. I read an article about the amusement park. If you've been going to Carolina Beach for a long time, you remember the amusement park that has now been torn down. And somebody had written an article about that old amusement park and how much they had enjoyed it and how sorry they were to see it go. But of course, like so many things, the amusement park in Carolina Beach had to make way for franchise businesses with plastic roofs and parking lots, because that's where the money is. Hello, caller. You're on the, please. Caller? Hey, caller, turn your TV down, please. If you try to listen to your TV, it's going to confuse you. In fact, the caller got so confused that the caller hung up. Caller, the TV is delayed. What you see on television is delayed. So that's going to come out 7 or 8 or 9 seconds after the conversation we have on the phone. So if you haven't called us before, when you do, it's best to turn your TV down and just talk to me on the phone. Because if you try to listen to the TV while you're on the phone, it's going to get real confusing. So give us a call back, please. And just before you get on the air, turn your TV down. This emailer says, Ken, that looks like a real microphone that you have in front of you. I didn't even know you could see it. Can you see it? I thought you couldn't. I thought nobody could see the microphone. Well, maybe somebody has a special sight. Anyway, rather than trying to, yeah, it's a real microphone. You wouldn't be able to hear me if that wasn't a real microphone that I have on the desk in front of me. It's real. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go, please. That looks like a real microphone. Hey, caller, don't listen to your TV. If you try to listen to your TV, it's not going to work. Caller, please turn your TV down. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Okay. Still having a little bit of a struggle with that one. Caller, again, turn your TV down when you call, because if you try to listen to it on TV while you're on the phone, it's not going to work, because what's on TV is delayed. It comes much later than what's on the phone. So just turn that TV down and everything will be fine. Ken, speaking of the beach, what about the mountain? Speaking of the beach, what about the mountains? Did you read that the ghost town in the sky might reopen soon? Do you have any details on that? No, I don't have any details on that. I hadn't heard about that. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Please.
Ken, I'm not gonna mess with you like that other callers been doing. They just mess you up. How you doing tonight?
Because that don't work. I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Ken, I want to talk to you about Harvard University up there, and Trump. Yeah. So can he do what he's doing? I mean, these students up there. I remember when I heard about Harvard, Oliver Wendell Douglas on Green Acres.
Green Acres.
Yes, that's where he that's where he graduated, got his law firm, or his lawyer.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was wondering. I mean, can Trump do that like that? I mean,
well, yeah, he can, because the students, in order to come to Harvard, they have to have visas, and the visas have to be issued by the federal government. So, yeah, legally, the president can do that. So, I guess that's the answer. He can do it.
So you may tell me, okay, so I didn't think that you could even get into Harvard if you don't have a visa or something. You know what I'm saying? I didn't.
Well, you know, we're talking about the visa is not to get into Harvard. The visa is to get into the United States.
Right.
Because if a foreign student has to have permission to come to the United States and stay for the years, 2 or 3 or whatever, 4 years, whatever it is that they plan to study at Harvard. So the federal government does have the authority not to issue the visas. And then there is a law, and I'm actually not really familiar with this law, because I just heard about it for the first time during this recent thing. There's a law apparently that says a university, apparently even a private university, also has to have some sort of clearance from the federal government to admit international students. Now, that may be the same thing as the visa requirement. I have to acknowledge, I don't know if that's a separate law or if that goes hand in hand with the visa requirement. But in any event, the federal government can block international students from coming in.
Okay. So I'm looking at it. All of this is about because the protesting, man.
Right.
Anybody that's protesting, anybody that's protesting against what he stands for, then he's going after. So that's just about what it boils down to on his part, I believe.
Well, it is pretty much what it boils down to. I mean, there's a political motive for everything that happens in Washington. I don't think there are any exceptions to that. And there's certainly a political motive for this.
Okay, now I'm going to give it one more time. I know I got about 2 or 3 more minutes. But look, I was sitting here in the early part of the show. I said, well, I tried to call in early and it wouldn't go through. But at the end of the day, here it is. I'm talking to you now. So I'm listening to you, and I've been listening to you for a long time. So you're a smart man. I see that. So I'm wondering if you was to become in the Senate, up in the White House, or something, would you change you, right? Or would you stay the? You think that would change you?
No, and that's why I'll never be there. No, you don't wait until you get there to change. You have to change in order to run. I mean, so you got to change before you ever walk in the front door, because somebody like me would never get elected without making some changes. So no,
you're right.
I wouldn't do it, because I don't think you can do that and remain true. I mean, absolutely, totally true to what you believe in. I don't think it's possible.
Wow, Ken, you said a mouthful. And with that being said, I appreciate you, and I thank you for taking my call. And you have a blessed evening.
Well, thanks for calling. I appreciate your call. And no, I will not be running for any elected office in the near future or the distant future. And that's all the time we have for Star Talk. We're on the air Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, most of the time. I hope you'll join us next time. Thanks for watching. I'm Ken Echols.